400 years ago, they're saying the same crap over here. 400 years ago, we were truly indigenous here. They got the same doctrine going on. That just goes to show how damn confused they are. But no, there's a good amount. I'm talking thousands upon thousands right now that understand where the true promised land is, and they're posting about it. In fact, and they have our own people helping them too. And that's the craziest thing about it. But
The
there was a
there,
question in here about
yeah. Did you see the
I'm sorry.
baptizing one?
Yeah, I think so.
I wanna just cover that. No, it's not okay for them to be baptizing because the covenant's not made with them. They shouldn't be baptized. Their baptism would mean absolutely nothing to the Father at all.
Yep, means nothing. And what else was there? Oh, I saw Bonnie asking about the Sabbath. Look, I want you guys to think about this, and I'm going to stress this probably every time that we're on here. Okay, you need to picture in your head, and this is what I do, and it's Yahweh's gift that He's given to me, and I'm trying to explain it and share it with you guys. Oh yeah, she's what she Jen just said. Yeah, it's a big thing, and I know she's a witness to it. Um,
DHI, they're
Anybody
everywhere.
read her? Yeah, it's everywhere. But guys, we're in Egypt right now. Okay? Think about this. Parallel it to Exodus right now. Okay? We're in Egypt right now. Was Israel keeping everything perfectly in Egypt? Did they have the feast days? Did they have the Passover? Did they have all that stuff, the Sabbath, all that stuff perfect? Or were they given all those things as they were coming out of Egypt?
Exactly. You know what? We should cover
It's
that in Jasher chapter 6 really quickly and also in Lamentations so people can understand that it was prophesied that Yahweh was going to take the feast days from us. So how could we keep them without a correct calendar? When people
the
say they have
prophet.
the correct calendar, what calendar out of the 200 or more calendars that are out there, which one are you using?
The prophets make it abundantly clear, those in whose heart is my law. Doesn't say those who are keeping it absolutely 100% perfectly, because you're not. We're not going to know. The prophets make it abundantly clear that he changed the times, the laws, and everything. Everything's screwed up right now. And just like it was given unto Moses and Aaron to give unto the congregation, so will it be when the two witnesses come and pull us out of Egypt again. Everything will be revealed and given to us. So stop worrying about this. Well, according to this calendar, Sabbath's really Sunday all this year, or according to this calendar, it's Thursday. No, follow the 7 weeks. I mean, the 7 day calendar that we have now, because your heart is towards what? His law, right? On the
I'm going to
seventh
read,
day, we rest.
I'm not trying to cut you off. I just wanted to let you know I'm going to read the prophecy in, sorry, I said Jasher earlier. I meant Jubilees chapter 6. I'm going to read something to you guys and listen very closely because this is exactly um, what was prophesied to happen. And no, it's not just in Jubilee, it's in many different places. And really listen to what it says because if you believe that this is wrong or that this isn't scripture, then you're going to have to explain why everybody's trying to keep all of these things uh, at different times. If you've noticed the Torah community, it's not that it's a bad thing. People that don't know any better, that's one thing because they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart and they don't have this knowledge or understanding. That's entirely different. Yahweh's not going to punish them for that. But listen to what I'm about to read. It says, Jubilee chapter 6, starting in verse 28. And on this account he ordained them for himself as feast for a memorial forever. And thus they are ordained and placed them on the heavenly tablets. Each had 13 weeks from one to another past their memorial, from the first to the second, from the second to the third, and from the third to the fourth. And all the days of the commandment will be 52 weeks of the day, and these will make an entire year complete. Thus is it engraved and ordained in the heavenly tablets. And there is no neglecting this commandment for a single year or from year to year. And command thou the children of Israel that they should observe the years according to this reckoning, 364 days, and these will constitute a complete year, and they will not disturb its time from its day and from its feast. For everything will fall out in them according to their testimony, and they will not leave out a day nor disturb any feast. But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandments, then they will disturb all of their seasons and years, will be dislodged from this order, and they will disturb where was I? And they will disturb the seasons and years will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances. And all the children of Israel will forget and will not find the path of years, and will forget the new moons and seasons and Sabbaths, and they will go wrong as all the order of the years. For I know from henceforth will I declare it unto thee, and it is not of my own devising of the book for the book lies written before me, and on the heavenly tablet the division of the days is ordained, lest they forget the feast of the covenant and walk according to the feast of the Gentiles, after their error, after their ignorance. For they will be those who will assuredly make observations of the moon, how it is, and disturbs the seasons, and comes in from year to year, 10 days too soon. For there will be those who will assuredly, I just read that, sorry. For this reason, the years will come upon them when they will disturb the order and will make an abominable day, and the day of the testimony, unclean day, a feast day. And they will confound all the days, the holy with the unclean day with the holy. For they will go wrong as to the months, Sabbaths, feasts, and jubilees. For this reason I command and testify to thee, that thou mayest testify to them. For after thy death thy children will disturb them, so that they will make the year 364 days only, and for this reason they will go wrong as to the new moons and seasons and Sabbaths and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh. Now, everything that I just read is quite a bit. Number one, the 364 days is according to the book of Enoch, according to the book of Jubilee. I think it's written in the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. So there are multiple witnesses to that. There's 364 days in a year, not 365. It just told us that later on in the later days, the children of Israel will go astray and they will dislodge or forget the path of the years, the moons, the seasons, and the Sabbaths, and they will go wrong in all of their orders and years. So that's just, right here is just one testimony of that. And this is Jubilee 6:29 through 37. I would recommend reading the entire chapter so you don't have any doubt in your mind that right now it is impossible, unless you have the correct calendar, which again, Michael just made a very clear statement. When did they start keeping everything properly? That's something that we need to consider. We're not there yet. We're not in a time where this particular topic, where it's been revealed. Also in Lamentations chapter 2, it tells us that Yahweh would basically rip these away from us, these feast days. Verse 6, and he has violently taken away his tabernacle, as if it were a garden, and he hath destroyed his places of assembly. Yahweh has caused the solemn feasts and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion, and has despised the indignation of the anger of his anger, the king and the priest. Okay, so there's the second witness to the fact that we're not able to keep them properly. And if you're not keeping them properly, that's like, we know that the Sabbath day, people are going to ask, well, how do we know the Sabbath is Friday sundown, Saturday sundown? Well, because the 7-day period has always been a 7-day period. We can trace that back as far back as you want to go. It's always been 7 days. They haven't changed that. But what they have done is they've added an extra day to the year. And then on top of that, they've changed. If you look up the names of the months, right? There's only 12 months in a year. People will say there's 13, but you have to remember Revelation 22 says that there are 12 tribes, 12 manner of fruits, that each fruit will change, which again, that's much deeper than just like physical fruit. They're fountains, right? The 12 tribes that are teaching, and their teachings change, and it's for healing of the nations, and there's only 12 fruits on that tree that alter every month, 12 months in a row, right? So a lot to this topic, but I think what Michael just said is the most important thing for us to remember. When they were in Egypt, they weren't keeping the feast. They weren't doing anything properly until Moses and Aaron, the two prophets or the two witnesses, are sent in to bring the people out of bondage. Until that yoke around our neck is gone, people, it's going to be very difficult to keep these things. It's not to say that we're not learning about them, but to keep them improperly, like I said, would be like you working on the Shabbat, knowing that you're not supposed to do it that way, right? You're not supposed to work on Shabbat. You're not supposed to cause anybody else to work on Shabbat. So knowing and having the knowledge is one thing. Doing it out of the love for Yahweh and not knowing is a totally different topic. So we're not
Right.
condemning anybody, just telling you, just be wise, study these things out for yourself so that you'll understand why there's so many calendars and why there's so much confusion.
Vonnie, are you still here? I want to read you something. I want to make sure you're here so you understand. Just give me your yay or nay, or just say, show me the way. Oh, you still here?
What was
All
the
right.
question?
About what we were just talking about. When they were in Egypt, they didn't receive these things until they were out of Egypt. And it's going to be the same exact way. It's all of us who have a heart to do his will. And it says in Exodus chapter 8, verse 25, Pharaoh then called for Moses and Aaron and said, go slaughter to your Elohim in the land of Egypt, is what he's saying. And Moses said, it is not right to do so, for we would be slaughtering to the abomination of the Egyptians to Yahweh, our Elohim. See, if we slaughter the abominations of the Egyptians before their eyes, would they not stone us? Let us go 3 days. I love that 3 days,
Yep.
3,000 years.
Everywhere.
Journey into the wilderness. Then we shall slaughter to Yahweh our Elohim, as he commanded us. And Pharaoh said, I am letting you go then. You shall slaughter to Yahweh your Elohim in the wilderness, only do not go very far away. Pray for me.
There you go.
There you go.